You are way too intelligent for my liking. You talked about the political ramifications of flying fish.
Carlos Brathwaite. He's nicked it.
But it's only when I called my parents, it really started to sink in and the odd tear fell from my face.
It's gone up a long, long way.
You can't stop a shot like that.
Look, we've not just got my dog with him, only Bobby Robinson. My cat's coming now as well, Max.
Edged and gone this time. There's the extra bounce and the height of Brathwaite.
Today we're going to be doing things slightly differently. We have England cricket legend Graeme Swann, and he'll be asking me the questions.
The legend bit, I don't agree with that, but I love that line. I want to get that written on the side of my car or something, just so my kids know who I am, because they don't believe I even played for England. They were so young. My little boy the other day, he said, "Look, Dad, they've taught me how to bowl off spin at school." I said, "Let me have a look," and he showed me. It was all wrong. I said, "Do it like this instead," and he just went, "Nah, you don't know what you're talking about, Dad." It's amazing. And also, I reckon one thing we have to do is thank you in particular for turning Ben Stokes into the greatest cricketer we've ever had. If you hadn't smashed him for those 4 sixes, I reckon he'd be a run-of-the-mill, medium pacer, bats a little bit, and it turned him into a world-beater. So, on behalf of all England, you did us a favour.
I'll take the credit for that.
So from what I understand, we're supposed to be setting the scene and stuff with music. What music would you have just playing in the background?
What music would I have? Probably some Drake. Just that type of music, which I find Drake is synonymous for, where if you want party, you could be sipping and two-stepping, but if you also just want it in the background and, you know, just getting the vibe without actually hearing the words, you could as well. So yeah, big Drake fan. So I'd probably say I'd set the scene with some Drake.
I like that. I mean, I'm nodding and going, yeah, Drake, cool. So you've got some Drake on in the background, so you've got a cool vibe going. What drink did you say you'd be just having a sip of a drink? What drink are you sipping while Drake's playing?
Some whiskey. My favourite whiskey has been Glenmorangie The 10.
Nice.
But if I out with a more social night and we want to have a heavy night, I'd probably go for some Black Label Johnny Walker. Just on the rocks.
I like that. You know, I didn't find out for ages that the difference between Irish whiskey and Scotch whiskey can be told just by reading the bottle, because Irish whiskey has an E in it and Scotch doesn't. I didn't know that. I'm 41 years old now. I was only 39 when I found that out.
I didn't even know that. I just look and see where it's made. Ireland or Scotland.
That's a much easier way. So, essentials. What are the 3 things you cannot lounge without?
3 things I can't lounge without. Phone. AirPods.
See, for me, that's a bad one, because if you're lounging, the phone goes. I'm not having it.
Different eras. The 3rd one is laptop, because on my laptop, I'll get everything you have on that remote control and a little more. So I watch and stream everything. So yeah, so I'd say laptop, phone, AirPods. I don't know if my wife will be happy. She's right next to me, but...
So we're not allowed to cuss in the lounge, obviously. But we're professionals. We're not going to cuss anyway. Yeah. But if we did, if you had to pick a noise to get in there instead of your cuss, what would it be? And you can't have the sound of the crowd screaming as you hit Ben Stokes for 6. That's off the cards.
That was my first choice. Plan B.
Just a
That presumes a cuss-free area. Funny enough, I was in the academy. There was a guy from a different island. So the sweet, beautiful thing about the West Indies is, although we play against everyone united, everyone is from different islands, different sovereign nations, etc. And within those nations, you have all these different tidbits about the culture that's different to all the other islands as well. Instead of him trying to curse, he would want to put another letter in front of it. So instead of the F word, he'd probably say muck. But in Barbados, he actually was going from one curse word to another curse word. The coach was like, it's very disrespectful. And he left there thinking I just tried my hardest to get this passion out into a sentence. And he was asking me, why what's the problem? I was like, actually, the word that you said is more offensive in Barbados than the actual curse word that you were trying not to say. So that's interesting. But yeah, I can just put my...
I'm not even going to ask for what curse word it was. But you can tell us if you want, but I mean, I'm not going to ask.
So he didn't want to say a hole.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so he put the R in front of it. But that is like, if you go to, I don't know, wherever, and you hear somebody say our hole, you'll be like, that's a Bajan. That's a Bajan.
Yeah.
Like that is the most Bajan stamp ever. And my boy, yeah, it's so innocent. It was so funny.
I was going to ask about that actually. With the West Indies boys, is there, like, because in the England team, it's the North and South thing, because the Northerners are, Jimmy Anderson, Tim Bresnan, Stuart Broad, people from the north of England, they're the stereotype, working class, big guys, and the poshos, the batsmen, tend to be from the south of England, like the public schools near London. However, most of my England team was from South Africa, so it didn't really count. but mate, I always say I played for South Africa B team for 10 years. It was a brilliant career for me. Thank you very much, Potchefstroom Cricket Academy, for giving us such a strong side. But what I was going to say is,
I love that accent flip.
But we had so much in the bus, like especially Jimmy and Tim Bresnan, Yorkshire, Lancashire, massive rivalries. What is a big rivalry in that West Indies changing room? Is it because I imagine Jamaica, Barbados would be the big one, just because as a kid growing up, they were the two famous islands. But am I wrong? Does it fly around between all the islands?
Yeah, at different points in time, different strengths, cricketing wise. But I would say probably the biggest rival would be Trinidad, Barbados. Politically, there's been a bit of a battle, so both of us try to own flying fish. So there's always tension around where the borders cease, which flying fish belongs to whom. Obviously, it's now Trinidad and Tobago, so we know who Tobago belongs to. But I would say Barbados and Trinidad is probably the biggest rivalry over a consistent period of time.
I mean, I was asking from like a jokey point of view on the coach. You are way too intelligent for my liking. You talked about the political ramifications of flying fish. This is unbelievable. You would not go down well in the England changing room. You are far too educated for the England changing room.
You're running in trying to bowl fast and just seeing somebody at the end holding a flying fish in the hand. You're thinking, I'm going to knock your block off. I'm going to knock your block off.
Yeah. I'll never forget, actually, I've got to tell you a quick story. I know I'm interviewing you, but to sort of highlight how stupid some of the England players were. And before I say this, Tim Bresnan, I love you to pieces, and you know this story.
Disclaimer.
He's not the brightest player. The Yorkshire lads didn't tend to be that bright when I played. And when we played in an Ashes Test match at Melbourne, in the second innings, Brezzy bowling, beautiful reverse swing, Ricky Ponting, shouldered arms, thudded him straight in the middle of the pad. Big misjudgment, absolutely plumb LBW, and he's given out. And we're all happy, but it's Ricky Ponting, it's the Ashes. He's got to call for this. He's got to go third umpire. So he has a look, and we're all looking at the big screen, and it's the old system. Impact outside the line. He stood there like this. Brezzy honestly turned around and went, oh no, it's hit him outside line. And we went, Brez, he's not playing a shot, mate, it doesn't matter. And Brez is like, no, they've cocked it up. He's not out. It's hit him outside line. We've got to call him back. This is bad. We're going to get murdered in press for this. He didn't know. One of England's opening bowlers did not know the LBW law. It was wonderful. You can imagine the rest of the team. Jimmy Anderson was there going, oh my God, have you heard this? Yorkshire don't even know LBW rules. Oh my God, oh my God.
It's something as though he was so passionate and he's so innocent as well.
No, my wife's just My wife's creeping in. I think she heard me say Jimmy Anderson, and she's come in to see what I'm talking about. She's got a massive crush on him. Unbelievable. Go on, get out. Hang on, I'm shutting the door. Look, we've not just got my dog was here earlier, Bobby Robinson. My cat's coming now as well, Max.
Hello. How do you call a cat?
We've got two cats, Max and Paddy, and they're named after a TV show. But I'm a big animal fan. My first cat, I got him when I was 11 years old. I was going to call him Merv Hughes, because I loved Merv Hughes at the time. But then when we got him, he was this tiny little thing, and my favourite batsman in the world was Gus Logie. And so I called that cat Gus Logie, and he lived to be about 20, this tiny little cat, Sinyan. whipping off his legs.
Gus Logie,
Man up there.
how this Gus Logie fascination happened. Because in that era, when you think about all the different West Indies characters, Gus Logie, with all due respect to him, would be the last person that you would choose.
Well, I tell you why, because I was the youngest brother. So I had a big brother and my dad and all his mates. I used to play with him and all his mates. But Gus Logie was like the smallest and he was like the last pick. So all my brother's mates would have like Viv Richards, Desmond Haynes, Gordon Greenwich. I want to be, Clive Lloyd. I'd be left and I'd go, can I have Gus Logie? Because he's the small one and he's like the cool one for me. So, and you know what, embarrassingly, I played a game of cricket against the West Indies Legends team once in Grenada when the new ground opened, and Gus Logie was playing. And all day I thought, shall I tell him? And I chickened out in the end, and I got him to sign a shirt saying that my best mate was called Gus, not my cat. So, I'm sorry about that. I did lie to Gus Logie. I've got a shirt upstairs that says, to Gus, best wishes, Gus Logie. You are famous, big time famous, for 4 balls. You will be remembered for the 4 balls that had me break a TV screen at home, for one. I threw a cricket ball at it after the 4th 6. But it broke 15 million English cricket fans' hearts at the same time. What do you remember of that over? Going into that over, Ben Stokes about to bowl, World T20 final. Did you honestly think you had a chance of winning?
I didn't think that I would be the person winning the game. I actually told Marlon I just hit the ball in the air and get him on strike. So the plan was...
Is that right?
Yeah, the plan was to try to get a boundary aerially so that if I miss it, we cross. He's on strike, and we go on to potentially get 100 and win the game for West Indies. So I hit the first 6, and Marlon was running circles, giving it big ones, and I was just like, all right, relax. Still got 5 balls to go. At this point in time, runs were out of the equation. It was just about concentrating on every ball and getting Marlon on strike. Second ball comes down. Middled. That one I hit the best. I admit that one came out with screws. Yeah, Marlon again. Big ones coming down, and and I was so focused. I just like, all right, let me just relax. The third one, then I shank it a bit, and I was like, barely got over long off. And my wife was there. She was my girlfriend then. And the West Indies women had stayed behind and they were supporting. So I knew the corner they were in. They were behind us, right next to the pavilion. So I looked around and then I started giving it some big ones. It's only after that, and they had a big break in between balls then, that I really enjoyed the moment as such.
Yeah.
But between punching gloves with Marlon before the over started and hitting the third one, it was complete focus.
So you've hit the 4th 6. Did you feel like this is not happening to me? Like pinch myself. Is that just happened, or am I going to wake up in a minute? Yeah,
firstly, I just hit the ball. I know I hit it crisply. The 4th one came off the bat nicely as well. And I knew mid-on and mid-off were up, and that had to at least go for 4. So as soon as I hit it, I knew it was up and away. I didn't know where it went, how far it had gone, anything. I just turned, and then I was just enjoying the moment. All the boys rushed, lashes all over the helmet. And then it's only walking around the boundary that Ashley Nurse was like, what you just do? You just hit 4 back-to-back 6s. I was like, okay, the 4th one went for 6 too. Not bad. But it's only when I called my parents that it really started to sink in, and the odd tear fell from my face, and it was then like, oh, we actually did it. It was at that point in time I was just like, I don't know if I deserve the acclaim of having that effect on everyone else. And I think that was probably one of the more emotional moments. And I just called my mom and we just video called and I just cried.
Yeah.
So that was probably one of the more powerful times where it just dawned on me, like, this is what you have just done. But in the moment, in the dancing and the festivities, it was more of, we was through this journey together. We have lifted the World Cup, and just enjoy it.
I tell you what, that is brilliant to hear, and you described that amazingly, because before I played international cricket, and I used to watch my heroes playing football or cricket, Everyone seems like a bit of a superstar, don't they? They're not human. They haven't got emotions. They celebrate and then they walk off. But hearing like speaking to your mum, or you actually seeing St Kitts, the ground covered, and it welling you up, that's brilliant, mate. I love that stuff. For me, it was always, if I got a FIFA or something, I would look in the mirror that night in my hotel when everyone else has gone, you're on your own, and sort of just stare in the bathroom mirror and think, you just did that? And like laugh and just think, this is absurd. I am living the dream. I'm living the life that I never thought. This is great. And just laugh to myself. Oh, your brother's going to love this. And stuff like that. It's amazing. Well done, mate. Obviously, it turned Ben Stokes into a hero. So it was all part of the big plan. Right, quick 5 questions. I'm going to throw them at you. No explanations. You go first, then I'll go. What would you be doing if you were not a cricketer?
Hustler.
Right, rock star. Who is your celebrity crush?
Who's my celebrity crush? To be honest, that changes daily.
Mine is Tandy Newton. Oh my gosh. Mwah. What's your favourite food?
Favorite food? Salmon.
Fish and chips. If there was a movie or biopic about you, what would it be called?
Remember the Name.
I like that. If it was about me, it would be called My Life and Other Funny Stories. Who was your hero growing up?
My hero growing up? Cricketing hero, Rahul Dravid, and life, Nelson Mandela.
Nice. Mine was my dad, because he was the best player ever. How much can you bench press?
200 pounds?
That was my limit there. Mine's about 25 kilograms. Spin bowl, you see. Describe England in one word.
Cold.
I'm so glad you said that. I'm touring the West Indies once in Barbados. We walked out to warm up in the morning. It was so hot. Honestly, it was about 45 degrees. I had sweat dripping off me for warm up. This is like 9 o'clock in the morning. And I walked past the groundsman. I went, whew. Hot today, isn't it, mate? And he just looked at me and went, "This not hot, it's warm." And honestly, I was like the proper lobster on South Beach, sweating at 9 in the morning. Who's the best player you played with?
Chris Gill.
I'm going to say Jimmy Anderson. Who is the joker in the West Indies camp?
Jason Holder.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Wow, I thought they'd be dead straight down the line. I don't know who it is for England at the minute. Ian Bell was a practical joker. What is your guilty pleasure?
Salted caramel brownies.
Not a bad shout. Mine's these cream cakes, ice buns with cream on the middle. Oh my God. My wife thinks I've got an addiction problem with these cream cakes. She could be right. Now I've mentioned it, I'm desperate to leave this interview and get in the kitchen. Who is the bowler you most fear?
Shakib Al Hassan.
You fear Shakib Al Hassan, or he just gets you out?
My pad fears him.
Yes. Mine was Mornay Morkel. Oh, awful. Always hit me in the ball. Who is the batsman you most fear?
Andre Russell.
He hits the ball a long way. Mine was Jack Callis. Ridiculous player. What is your best dance move? And you can show us if you want. I mean, there's no pressure. But we've seen my moves. I mean...
just a little two-step. I'm just moving to the rhythm.
Yeah. You've got rhythm as well. Like the West Indies team have got such rhythm. The England team just dance like a load of middle-aged dads at a wedding. Batman or Spiderman?
Spiderman.
What? How can you go Spider-Man over Batman?
I love that hidden factor.
Batman's got the car, he's got the bike, he's got the copter, he's got the thing that shoots at 2 aeroplanes. If Spider-Man's in the jungle, in the desert, he can't even swing between buildings. He's useless, Spider-Man. Most overrated superhero ever, Spider-Man. That's my opinion.
Good point. Batman. That's a very good point.
Would you prefer a night out or a night in?
Night in.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Nice cuddle on the couch with the wife, nice movie. She can hear me. Favourite TV show of all time?
Suits,
nice. He's a cool dude, isn't he?
Yeah.
I tell you, you're probably too young for this, but the A-Team, if you've ever seen the TV show The A-Team back in the day, the best music, the best show ever.
I know the Mr. T.
I ain't getting on no plane. Oh, wow. I can't believe it. Someone's even written down this question. Which teammate would you let date your sister?
None.
None, exactly. Unless I was there with a shotgun next to him. And I don't even have a sister.
Unfortunately, they have one, and she isn't bad looking, and she getting to that age now where they may be teammates dating her, so.
So Carlos, so you're a quadruple six hitting superhero on the field, but off the field, outside the game, what'd you get up to?
I think of myself as an entrepreneur. So outside of cricket, that's majority of my time is just doing research and looking up different things. 1 week is something, next week it could be something completely different, but yeah.
Because you like your watches, don't you? You're a watchman, aren't you?
Yeah, amongst other things. Amongst other things. Yeah, I got a couple watches, different colors, different makes, couple limited edition boys.
Am I right in saying you've got a bit of achievement in a watch company somewhere? Is that right?
Yes, I've invested in Hagley West. Based on cricket fraternities, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a few of them as well. I actually just messaged him this morning to get another one. Embarrassingly enough. But yeah.
Hey, you've always got to know what time it is. What's the times? Carlos time. That's where you got him.
Graeme Swann, aka Swanny. Thank you so much for coming into the Players Lounge. It's been an absolute pleasure. Time has flown by and we haven't even realized it. Thanks for joining us and keep it floating.
Always. Thank you for letting me take over.
Easy.